I've just spent 7 days at the DNS Community Changemakers course at Tvind in Denmark. Tvind is a rather extraordinary place. The campus was created back in 1975 by a group of young people, and over the years they've built this huge community with all sorts of facilities such as animals, donkeys, horse, sheep, chickens. There are great sport facilities and a massive gymnasium, trampolines everywhere, sculptures from Zimbabwe connected to a collaboration they have with an art school. But actually for me, the most interesting part of the whole 7 days wasn't the campus itself. It was meeting people from all over the world. I came here wanting to push myself outside my comfort zone, and I definitely did that. For the first time in a very long time, I shared a room with a complete stranger. My roommate turned out to be a fascinating woman. She's Portuguese, but was born in Angola, as were her parents. When Angola became independent, her family moved back to Portugal, where she lived for many years. Then, in order to earn enough money to pay for her daughter's university education, she went to live and work in East Timor. I realized that I knew virtually nothing about East Timor and Angola. Listening to someone tell you about places they've actually lived, rather than reading about them or seeing them on television, is completely different. She told me about the history, the culture, how she caught dengue and malaria and how it affected her, and about her life and experiences in different parts of the world. And then there were all these other people, a Turkish Kurd in her 30s who opened another window onto a culture and reality that I knew very little about. A young woman from Somalia who left as a baby, grew up in Saudi Arabia and then moved to Sweden with her family when she was 18. A half Japanese, half German 19-year-old talking about growing up between two cultures. There were people from Greece, India, Germany, the Netherlands, and last but not least, Denmark, of all different ages and backgrounds, and all with such interesting stories. I found that incredibly enriching. We debated, we disagreed, we shared experiences and opinions, we talked about our countries, our cultures, our lives, and our different ways of seeing the world. And I think that what was the biggest thing I took away from this week, I came here to learn about change making, but I also ended up learning about people. And I pushed myself in other ways as well. We had shared responsibilities, and I actually volunteered to clean the toilets, which, believe me, is definitely outside my usual comfort zone, but I did it. And somehow, all these little things become part of the experience. So when I think about these 7 days, I feel as though I travelled without actually going anywhere. I travelled through the stories of other people. I travelled from Angola to Portugal to East Timor, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Turkey, Japan, Germany, India, Greece, the Netherlands, Denmark, simply by sitting around a table and listening. And perhaps that's one of the most interesting ways to travel. Not necessarily by moving through different countries, but by meeting people who have lived different realities from your own. 7 days, a lot of different people, a lot of different perspectives, and definitely a few steps out of my comfort zone. And I'm really glad I took them.